Hello there, it's Jay from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today one of my subscribers has sent me some piece of equipment he'd like me to have a look at, see if I can sort out for him. So what I thought we'd do in this video is just, this is the box he sent me. Apparently I think there's three separate items he wants me to see if I can repair in here. A computer, a clock and a joystick, I think. So what I thought we'd do, we'll open this box up, we'll have a quick look at each individual item and have a possibly a quick test of them, and then I'll probably do 3 other videos actually looking at doing what work needs to be done to them. So let's get this open. I've got to say, first of all, first impressions. This is how you want to see a box packed, you know, equipment packed for shipping. This has come a fair way to me, really. It's come from Northern Ireland, and I'm over in northwest of England, so you know it's come a fair distance. But this is like I said, if you're going to send something in the post or through a parcel company, this is how you need to pack it. This is really good. Let's get in here. Okay, loads and loads of bubble wrap. So hopefully everything in here should have arrived in one piece. Get that box out first. That is for the computer, which I need to have a look at for him. Right, so this I believe is the joystick. So put that to one side. And then we've got the computer, which is a particular favourite of mine. I do like these, I do like working on them. Especially considering this was my my first home computer. Right, not exactly this model, but basically this computer. There we go. I'm sure you all know what this is. So we've got an Amstrad Cpc 464 here in really nice condition. It does look in really good condition though. I'll put the packaging to one side. So we'll put that to the back. We've got all the cables, and it might actually just be an issue with one of the cables, but he did ask me to have a look at a couple of other things on there, so we'll put that to one side. Let's take a look at this joystick. I believe this is for the Sega Mega Drive. So I'll have to dig one of my Mega Drives out so we can have a look at it. Again, fantastic packing. Really well packed. Oh wow, well that's quite a squish. Check that out. That's a proper Sega Mega Drive arcade stick. Now apparently the issue with this is one of the LEDs no longer functions on it. I think that is the only issue with it, is just one of these LEDs is no longer operational. So he asked me whether I could take a look at that. That shouldn't be a major repair or anything. That is really nice though. I've never, I mean, I've seen these. I've never actually had one of these proper Sega arcade sticks actually in my hand, and wow, they feel really good. That is a nice stick. This is something I might have to keep my eye out for. That's got a really, really nice feel to it, and it's got a really nice heft to it as well. So, hopefully that's a fairly simple sort for that one. It's either going to be whatever drives the LED or the LED itself, which is default. So hopefully we can sort that nice and easy. And the last thing, now this is the thing that I'm not as sure about, but we can certainly have a look at. I have messed with a few of these in the past, but not for some time. And what it is a Nixie clock. Now apparently the issue with this is that it's just showing garbled characters on the screen, so it could be as simple as just like the driver IC is faulty or something like that. I'm hoping it's something fairly simple like that anyway. Let's have a quick look. We've even got the original manual for it here. Sadly no schematics, but you can't have everything, can you? But there should be enough information in there for us to figure out what the issue is. I believe we'll need a power supply. I can put the package for that away as well, so we don't lose it, so it can all go back in its packing when I send it all back. So we need, it's a USB, yeah. There's a very tiny little USB there. I think the chap did say whether I could possibly sort that and add him a switch on here so he can power it off when it's not in use for long periods. So, like I said, that's definitely going to be a separate video on its own, that. Right, what I'll do, I'll reset the camera and we'll take a quick look at the Amstrad. And apparently the issue with it is that it's not displaying blue. The chap suspects it's possibly the cable which is the issue, so we can find that out. As well as that, apparently the computer has been refurbished and it's been recapped. He just asked me whether I could just confirm that it has been recapped, and that should be fairly easy to tell whether it's been done or not. And also the chap's bought a modern disk drive replacement solution that basically fits on the disk drive interface connector, on the edge connector on the back there, and you put an SD card in it and run all your software like that. Really nice idea actually for these Amstrads. And he just asked me where I could just make sure that the disk drive connector on the back is actually nice and clean, and he's not going to have any issues when he actually connects his new interface up to it. So anyway, I've got a screen here. I'll have to reset the camera so we can have a see what's happening, and we'll have a quick play with this and we'll see what it's doing. So back in a sec. Right, okay, I've got my little test monitor out. I've got all the cables that the chap sent me. Let's get this bag open. He did say he was suspecting actually the SCART cable may be the issue, so let's get this out. Now this is a let me put my glasses on so I can see. Right, we've got the power supply there. That's 5 volts, 2.4 amps, which should be fine. That's our 5 volts input. That's our 5 volts output to the computer, so all that's right. Yeah, it's a Retro Computer Shack this. I've had quite a few cables from Retro Computer Shack over the years, and they've all been fairly reasonable, to be fair. Aha! And this is what he was saying. Actually, one of the connections on that SCART seems to be pushed in at the bottom there. That could be actually what's causing the problem. Let's connect all this up and we'll see just straight away what it's doing. Let's connect that up to the we'll connect that up to the test monitor. We'll plug that into the back of this lovely Amstrad, and this, I'm really impressed in the condition of that. There's a tiny little mark there where something's bashed into it, but apart from that, this is a really straight, clean Amstrad. It really is a nice one. So that's our power in there, and we have this longer lead which is our audio, which needs to go in there like that. This is a nice neat solution as well if you've not got the original monitor and you just want to use, you know, a TV or a more modern monitor with your Amstrad. It is a nice solution. I do want to actually see though whether they have added a resistor. This is the reason it's got the wiring done the way it is because it's using the 5 volts there for the switching voltage to switch the monitor into RGB mode on the SCART. Now technically you need a resistor in there. I'll be curious to see whether they've actually done that, because 5 volts is a bit hot for that switching voltage. It should be under 3 volts, like 2.8 volts, 2.5 volts, something like that. In fact, anything over about 1.5 volts will switch it. Right, so let's connect that to there. Plug that in. Okay, we'll switch the monitor on. That's the monitor coming on. So it degauss. We'll put that into its AV mode. That's into its video mode, and we'll switch on the Amstrad. And yeah, we don't seem to have any blue there. We've got a really nice steady, you know, image there, and the yellow is great, but we're on a black screen, not a blue screen. I'll switch off. Well, in fact, we don't need to unplug that from there. We can just unplug that from there. And just for curiosity's sake, what I'm going to do, oops. Oh, in fact, I bet they'll do the job. Got a nice pair of Forceps here. I got these from a car boot a couple of years ago. A guy selling stuff for fishing. They like doing fishing and things like that. They are proper surgical. I'm sure these cost a fortune new. They've probably been in someone's guts as well or somewhere like that, but they are proper surgical forceps, but they are great for things like this. I'll just get hold of that pin that's pulled down and just see if I can pull it. There we go. That clip back in position there. Right. Go in there. There we go. Okay, that's back in. So we've straightened that pin out. That was the only thing I could see that was awry. plug that back in. And let's see if that's brought our blue back. So let's switch that back on. Put that back into its video mode. Switch on. There we go. So yeah, fortunately it was just that pin on the Skype connector which had got pulled out. So there really is nothing at all actually wrong with the computer. So unfortunately we haven't got a repair video in this one. What I will do, I'm going to leave it here for this now, because we know that the computer works. We know it doesn't need any major repair work or anything like that. So I will do a quick follow-up video on this, because I'll make sure that that pin is actually not going to push easily back in there. I want to have a look to make sure that they've actually added a resistor in that Skype connector, or in the actual yeah, it'd actually be in the Skype connector, wouldn't it? That's the only place you could really put it. I would like to know that they've done that properly, and like I said, the chap would like to know that this has actually had a recap, and I want to make sure that edge connector for him is absolutely spotlessly clean, and we'll check out the tape drive for him and things like that at the same time, just make sure he's really got basically an Amstrad Cpc which will work as well as it looks, because I've got a few of these. I've got more than these than I care to really tell people. I've got a big box of them in the attic. I can't see any of the ones that I've got are in this kind of condition. This really is in a very, very, very nice condition. Anyway, we'll switch that off and see if we've got the monitor out. I'll pause you quickly. I'll see if I think my Mega Drive's not far away from me now. I'll dig my Mega Drive out, and we'll have a quick test of that controller, and we'll see whether it is just that LED that's at fault, and then just have a play with that controller for a little bit. So back in a sec. Right, okay, so I've got my my trusty old Sega Mega Drive set up. So let's get this brilliant controller in. That is super cool. That really is. Right. Connect that up. Let's get the screen on. Right. We'll switch the Sega on. I believe the issues with these mega fire buttons. Now we'll just have a quick check, make sure everything else is working. So yeah, they can left and right, down, crouch, look up. Yeah. So the stick itself's absolutely fine. All the fire buttons work, but the issue is, see this mega fire, when you hit the mega fire, it should set that light up. It's basically like auto fire. Can you see that on the screen there? So when you switch that on, it brings up an LED. So on A, that works. B, that works. C, it's not lighting up. Now it's a fairly standard LED. I've got loads of those, so finding an absolute light for light match, not a problem, because I've got plenty of those style LEDs. In fact, when I'm in there, I can actually clean in there as well, because I noticed there's a fair bit of dust and dirt on top of that. I'll be able to get that out when I get in there to sort that issue out. So yeah, that's basically all it is for that one. It's going to be quite a simple repair, but that's going to be really enjoyable to fiddle about with, because I'm quite looking forward to finding out what that is. It could be just a failed LED, or it could be, I'm guessing they're probably using just like a little transistor or something to switch that LED when you press the button. It could be as simple as like a bad transistor or something like that. But anyway, we'll do that in a separate video. What I'll do, I didn't say I was going to fiddle with it in this little thing, but let me go and see if I've got a power supply in a USB. It's that tiny little USB there. It does look like it's a little bit manky, like it's been damaged. That, but let me go and see if I've got a suitable 5-volt USB power supply and a cable, and we'll just have a quick play with this and see what we can actually get it to do. So back in a sec. Right, okay, after a bit of searching I actually have found a suitable lead. So I really don't like that micro USB. I don't use it very often, not unless it's something that absolutely has to have it. Right, let's plug that in. Can we unplug that, because we don't need that at the moment. We'll plug that in there. Right, and we've got this cable. So this connector's a bit on the... Oh, it's gone in. Right, yeah, so basically that USB is flaky as hell. You have to hold it just to we've got, I'm guessing that's doing what it should be doing there. Right, so that doesn't look right, and that doesn't look right. That could be that they're just bad nixes. Fortunately, I think my CT160 can test nixie tubes, so we could actually test. I'm feeling that that could be they're just bad nixie tubes. We can find that out anyway, because I don't like the way that they glow into the side. If you look how these are, you've got a really nice... Can you let me turn the light out and see if that'll make you be able to see this a little bit better? There we go. I can't really turn any other lights out in here, but I don't know if you can make that out. We've got the end nixie there is not showing digit properly. It's just showing like an orange glow down that side of the nixie tube. We've got a really nice sharp 6 there, a sharp 1, a sharp 6 there. Again, this nixie tube isn't really showing correctly. We've just got like a neon glow down that side of the tube, and it's not really showing a digit. And we've got a nice sharp 8 showing there. Let's see if pressing any of the buttons does anything. I keep seeing it flickering there as it's go. I'm not sure there whether it's a fault with the nixie or it's a fault with the drive electronics. I suppose an easy way of finding that out would be to swap the tubes over, wouldn't it? Try that. One nice thing with nixies, we should be able to just pull that out and swap it over into there. Swap this one that was showing bad into there, and that's showing fine now. So I think whatever's happening is with the drive electronics rather than the actual tubes themselves. Set that to 12. One problem is as well as I'm moving this, because that connector there is basically dodgy. Even pressing the buttons on it is jarring it enough to make it lose electrical connection. So that's definitely going to need to be addressed, and I'm wondering if I can replace that that USB connector with something that's a little bit more substantial. The USB again probably, but perhaps see if I could go to a micro USB or even something just something slightly better than that, because I think that might be a recurring issue. And also, like I said, the chap would like an on-off switch fitting, basically so he can, if he wants to turn it off, he doesn't have to keep unplugging and messing about with that micro USB. Anyway, like I said, that's really all I was going to do in this video. Like I say, it was a quick unboxing to just make sure everything got over here in one piece, and with the way the chap's packed it, you know, there's not been an issue there. It's been really well packed. Everything's got over here perfectly. And just to look over at what we've actually got to do. So, like with the Amstrad Cpc 464, it's not actually a repair job on it. It was just that loose pin on the SCART connector, but like I said, we can do a few other things the chap asked. We can clean that connector up, we can just give it a really good once over, make sure it, because he bought that computer as a refurbished computer, or recapped refurbished. So let's just make sure that, you know, it has been done as the person that sold to him said it's been done. The computer itself is a really super nice clean one, so to be honest, I expect it to be pretty good inside. Then we've got this, the fun with that Mega Drive arcade stick. I'm really looking forward to having a play with that, to be honest. And then last but no means least, we've got this Nixie clock to see if we can get to the bottom of. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope you enjoyed this little unboxing-y type video. I know it's not something I do every day, especially not when it's, you know, other people's stuff that have asked me to do repairs. I have done something for this chap in the past. It's not always just some random person that's come out to me. I did do a little project for him a few years ago. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope you enjoyed this little video. So thanks for watching and goodbye.